from America's heartland, this is GJRB, Clinton, Iowa.
Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radio Land. A day of nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between. Like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radio Land.
It was the year World War II ended, and the troops came home, and the music was fabulous, with big hits from Perry Como, Judy Garland, and the Andrews Sisters. The year was 1945. Listen to the year in music on the next Swing Time. I'm Gary Rustin, and I'll be featuring the biggest hits from that year, along with trivial information about the prices of items such as groceries, the news events, the culture of 1945 on the next Swing Time. Hello everywhere across America and around the world, wherever you may be listening on the internet, across social sites. Welcome to Gary J. Sportspage. Better late than never, folks. Took me a while to get back on here, but here I am. Yep. Gary J. Sportspage plagued with a lot of issues, a lot of problems, a lot of... well, let's put it this way. It's been quite interesting in that the past week or so, I have been trying to schedule this program. Okay? And last Saturday, as you all know, we had a pretty horrific thunderstorm here that turned our lights out. I mean, the storm was terrible. I mean, we had lightning all over the place. Power was out from, let's say it was 7:45 approximately, because I was just about ready to go on. We were going to go on this program on YouTube last Saturday. And I was going to be, doing this show. It was going to be on YouTube. And what happened was, I had just got ready to go on air about 15 minutes before airtime. Started to get really windy. Wind picked up pretty good. I mean, it was starting to really pick up. It was starting to get dark. And when it got dark, that's when it all went haywire. What happened was, just below the hill here, over by our convenience store down on Main Avenue here in Clinton, lightning struck a transformer, not once, but twice. Yeah, not once, but twice. And they say lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place. Don't let them fool you. It does, okay? And, wow. No power, so no sports page last week, so I'm making up this broadcast this week. And so we decided to do sports page. It was supposed to be on at 8 o'clock. Started supper a little late. And by the time I got everything done, well, the rest of the story. I had to take care of a few things before airtime, and came on a little late. But a little late than ever, because this is my radio station and I say what time I come on. Just, one of those things. But usually try to be on time, usually try to get my program on the air on time, but there are sometimes situations where I have to put a little delay on it. But we're going to be here until like around 11 and talking sports. Got a lot of really good stuff coming up. I got sports scores every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes I'll do your sports scores for you. And give you the live sports scores as we see them in the Major League Baseball. And I will be giving you some news in different sports like baseball, basketball, football. Man, basketball is going to be a while. I don't know. I'll find some stories in basketball for you, but I really don't think there's all that much in basketball at this point. But I do have some previews for you. I got a preview for you throughout the show tonight, and if we don't finish tonight, we'll do another sports page coming up in August, and I'll finish it for you. Because, believe it or not, there are already some football players at camp. I don't know, a couple of them already been reporting to camp. Some of the football players so there's training camp has started for some teams. And I didn't know this. I did not know this, but I had no idea that the Rams were moving back to Los Angeles. I saw that today. I was prepping this program, and the Rams are going back to LA. Well, I'm sure that the Rams didn't want to leave LA in the first place, but the Rams went back to Los Angeles. They're going back to LA. I'll talk about this coming up. I'm going to have my NFL preview in like about, let's say the next half hour or so, a little past 10 o'clock, we'll do an NFL preview. And, yeah, they're headed to LA. They're going back to where they came from. Obviously, they want to. I guess they miss LA. Maybe they're homesick or something. I don't know. They are going back to Los Angeles, and I'll be talking about that. That's interesting, isn't it? The Rams are going back to LA. Wow. I guess I don't know. I don't know what reason. I'm gonna check and see if I have a reason somewhere, or if there's been a reason why the Rams went back to Los Angeles. But I will talk about that coming up. So stay with me. Garyj Sports Page on GJRB, and I'm always glad to bring you this program. I miss doing it, and we've had this show on hiatus. This show and Way Out There have been on hiatus for a while. I have had this. I've been wanting to do Sports Page, and I've been dry on this for a while. So I really I need to get back to it. I don't know why. For some apparent reason, I just haven't done the Sports Page. I have a lot of programs that I do on this radio station. One of them is Sports Page, and I've been kind of neglecting this program, not particularly on purpose. It's just that I have a lot of shows that I do on this station, and sometimes some programs I have to go on hiatus for a while to make room for some more. And we're on the new GJRB summer schedule. The Freestyle Summer continues here on GJRB, and it's been pretty successful. I like the way I'm doing this programming, and it's more flexible and allows me to break away if I have some important things to do. And I'll set it up so that I can continue doing the show. And every once in a while, for some apparent reason, if I have to go off the air or not broadcast for a while, I can do that. And that's what I do. And this time round, that's one of them. If there's an important pressing matter that I have to attend to, and it's going to conflict with a radio show that I plan to broadcast, the matter of importance of whatever I have to attend to sometimes will override the necessity to do radio programs. So I'll kind of put it on delay or change the program schedule, or go back on another time. And Sportspage was just I was originally going to do a show back on June 25th, and then that previous Friday my wife got sick, and we had some issues there. And she was fighting pneumonia and everything, and so I decided, the hospital, she had to go in, and so I pushed that program off that Saturday, and I canceled it, and then I rescheduled it, and I can't remember the date I rescheduled it for, and then I decided, things happen there, and so I pushed it. This show, sometimes certain radio shows have a tendency, what happens is they go under what I call bad karma, bad situation. They're in a bad place. Sometimes a program for some reason is just jinxed. I hate to say that word, but and what happens is that program can't be aired that day. And so I'll decide to move it around a little bit. And so the best date I came up with was today. And looked at the schedule, and the Cubs were playing on my I carried on my 9-foot signal. So I thought, I think that when we have a daytime Cubs game, on a day I play on a sports page, or it falls on a sports page date, and if it's an afternoon game like it was today, 1:20, then we'll move the sports page to night. Now, if the Cubs play in the afternoon, only not till 3, I'll do a show at noon. And I got one coming up here in the next month, and where I'm going to have another sports page, and I'll be able to do the show right before the baseball game, leading to the Cubs. And that's one of those things I plan on doing coming up, so I'll let you know about that one coming up. But I got a program schedule coming up, Gary, here on GJRB, our GJRB Schedule Update Podcast, and I'll be giving you the rundown of what programs are coming up on GJRB in the coming weeks, and I'll broadcast. I'll have that podcast. And by the way, will be uploaded. I got that. I'm going to be recording that this week. Was going to record it Wednesday, but I had some other things to do, so I thought, I'm going to push it over a week later. So this Wednesday, I'm going to be recording Sportspage. And I don't know, Sportspage. This is a Sportspage. I'll be recording the GJRB Schedule Update Podcast, and I'll give you the program schedule, and that will be visual as well on the GJRB YouTube channel, so watch for that, okay? Meanwhile, though, we're going to have that. I'm going to have my sports scores. I'll give you the preview of the NFL, talk about some baseball stuff. Man, the Cubs today, I don't know what happened to them. They just did not have much luck today in the game. They were really, that was an awful game. What happened to the Cubs? Oh, brother. That game, they fell apart. That's what happened. Don't know why. It's just what happened. I think it was because of a stupid play. And there's a wild pitch there. There's a double and then a wild pitch, and the wild pitch, which delivered by was it Arrieta? It was Arrieta, I believe. I'll check when I give you the scores later on. He messed up, and when Arrieta messed up, what he did was he had a wild pitch and a run go in. Before that, the Cubs were winning. But then what happened was that wild pitch got away, and the Cubs everything just went downhill after that. That was a pitiful game. I couldn't believe the Cubs just blew it right there. I mean, just everything fell apart after that wild pitch. And they changed pitchers a couple of times. And that one other guy, that new one, he gave up a save. So, well, I don't know what happened to the Cubs today, but they just didn't have the luck that they usually have playing the ball game today. For some apparent reason, they just fell apart. And they got a night game. Matter of fact, the Cubs will play tomorrow night at about 7 o'clock, I believe it is, 8 o'clock East. 7 o'clock game start. The final game in the series, the last game of the series, tomorrow night against the Mariners, and it's on ESPN. And earlier, I just read